Imagine holding in your hand a small silver coin, just 25 cents in value, yet secretly worth more than most people earn in an entire year. A coin so rare, so elusive, that even the most experienced collectors spend their lifetime chasing just a glimpse of it. Today, right here on CoinX USA, we're diving deep into one of the most powerful and shocking discoveries in coin history: the Standing Liberty Quarters. These coins don't just carry history. They carry hidden wealth. Wealth that's been sleeping silently for nearly a century, waiting for the right eyes to uncover it. Some of these coins are so scarce that when they surface at auctions, they send shockwaves across the numismatic world. In today's video, we're revealing the top 10 most valuable Standing Liberty Quarters ever found, coins that could literally change the way you look at pocket change forever. So stay glued, don't blink, because as we count down from number 10 to number 1, the stories, the mystery, and the unbelievable value behind each coin will make your heart race. And trust me, number 1 is going to blow your mind. I'm your host, and this is CoinX USA, where every day we uncover America's hidden coin treasures, freshly, fearlessly, and full of excitement. Let's begin the treasure hunt. Coin number 1. When you think of the Standing Liberty Quarter, you think of grace, beauty, and the proud American spirit stamped forever in silver. But the 1926 D, oh, this coin is in a league of its own. Struck in the Denver Mint, this quarter carries a story wrapped in mystery and scarcity. It was born in a time when America was roaring through prosperity, the Jazz Age, the rise of industry, and the golden era of artistry. Yet among millions of coins produced across the nation, only a small number of these 1926 D quarters were ever minted, and even fewer survived the brutal journey of circulation. The design itself is a masterpiece crafted by sculptor Herman A. McNeil, featuring Lady Liberty standing tall, holding a shield in one hand and an olive branch in the other. She isn't just a symbol of freedom, she's a guardian of America's promise. Her robe flows with the breath of liberty itself, and when the sunlight hits that coin just right, it feels like she is alive, watching over history itself. But here's where it gets thrilling. The 1926 D is one of the hardest Standing Liberty Quarters to find in fine condition. Many were worn, faded, or melted over the decades. Finding one today, especially with that light black natural patina, that beautiful layer of age whispering through the silver, is like discovering a hidden chapter in America's story. Collectors know this coin does not appear by accident. It surfaces rarely, usually from hidden private collections, or when an old estate box finally gets opened after generations. When this coin shows up at auction, bidding wars ignite instantly. It's not just a piece of metal, it's a time capsule, an artifact that survived nearly 100 years of American evolution. And the composition of this beauty? 90% silver, 10% copper, a blend that gives it not just luster, but legacy. When you hold it, you're not just touching silver, you're holding a fragment of 1926 America, a time when every coin was made to last, and every detail told a story. Now let's talk about what makes this coin truly legendary. Its mint mark D is the secret that separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. That small letter, stamped just beside the date, turns a regular Standing Liberty Quarter into a historical giant. Because the Denver Mint that year had one of the lowest outputs in the entire series. Combine that with the design's delicate details, prone to fading, and you've got a recipe for extreme rarity. And here's where the excitement soars. Collectors around the world are fighting to own even a single example in fine condition. The competition is fierce. Every auction feels like a battlefield of millionaires, and lifelong collectors, each one knowing that whoever wins the bid holds more than a coin. They hold a silver relic of American glory. Now let's lift the curtain. The 1926 D Standing Liberty Quarter, in fine condition with that natural dark luster, recently shook the coin market. At auction, it commanded an absolutely stunning price, $162,000. Yes, you heard that right, $162,000. Think about it. A single quarter, originally worth 25 cents, now valued as a true treasure of history. Its market value is not just high, it's climbing, day by day, with no sign of slowing. Experts are calling it one of the most promising coins for long-term investment, and collectors are scrambling to secure it before prices rise even higher. Don't take this as fiction. This is the pure truth of today's auction market. If you're lucky enough to find one, you're not just holding a collectible, you're holding wealth itself. That's not an exaggeration. That's hidden American treasure in your palm. And the beautiful thing? The market for standing Liberty quarters has only begun to awaken. Every passing year, their rarity deepens. Every passing year, demand grows stronger. So what should you do if you ever come across one? First, never clean it. The natural toning, even that soft black layer, is part of its story. It's proof of age and authenticity. Get it appraised professionally and always keep documentation. Coins like this don't just attract collectors. They attract legacy investors, people who know that true value isn't printed on paper, it's struck in silver. So as we move deeper into our countdown, remember this. The 1926 D isn't just a coin. It's a gateway to fortune, a tangible piece of America's most precious era, and a reminder that history, when preserved, rewards those who recognize its worth. Stay tuned, because what comes next only gets rarer, richer, and even more unbelievable. Coin number 2. Every now and then, a coin emerges from history that feels alive. A coin that whispers from a forgotten century, carrying the touch of every hand that once held it. And the 1917 S Standing Liberty Quarter, with its softly aged black shade and fine, preserved condition, is one of those breathtaking time travelers. Struck over 100 years ago at the San Francisco Mint, this coin is not just a collectible, it is a silver relic of courage, art, and transformation. It belongs to the earliest generation of the Standing Liberty design, the year that defined how America saw its liberty, its freedom, and its pride. Back in 1917, the world was at war. The U.S. was stepping into World War I, and the nation was changing rapidly, its industries roaring, its citizens rallying behind the flag. And right in that historic moment, the United States. Mint unleashed one of the most visually stunning quarters ever struck, the Standing Liberty. Designed by Herman A. McNeil, the coin was unlike anything America had ever seen. Lady Liberty stood boldly at the center, shield in her left hand, olive branch in her right, guarding the nation's promise of peace. The artistry was so powerful that it instantly turned the coin into a patriotic masterpiece, a symbol of strength and serenity all in one. But the 1917 S carries something deeper. It is a link to a design controversy that shook the minting world. You see, early versions of the Standing Liberty Quarter displayed Lady Liberty with a partially exposed breast, symbolizing purity and freedom, but some critics of the era called it too bold. Soon after, the Mint quietly changed the design, covering Liberty's chest with chainmail armor. That makes the 1917 series, especially the ones from the San Francisco Mint, an irreplaceable chapter of American artistry, the version that dared to be free before censorship reshaped it forever. And this coin, with its delicate S mint mark, represents that exact moment before history blinked. Now imagine this. Fewer than a fraction of the total minted have survived in fine condition today. The silver surface, with its soft, natural black tone, tells its age gracefully. That patina is not damage, it's a living mark of authenticity. It's what collectors dream about, a coin that hasn't been tampered with, that still carries the texture of time itself. And the San Francisco Mint, even back then, had a reputation for striking coins in smaller batches compared to its eastern counterparts. That scarcity is what fuels collectors' hearts today. Every S marked Standing Liberty Quarter from 1917 carries prestige, but finding one in fine condition, without harsh cleaning, without wear, that erases Liberty's details, is like striking silver gold. When one of these beauties appears at a major auction, something electric happens. Collectors lean forward. Bidders lock eyes across the room. And within seconds, a coin that once bought a loaf of bread turns into a treasure that shocks the entire numismatic world. Recently, one of these breathtaking 1917 S quarters, in similar fine condition, glowing with its century-old silver soul, sold for an unbelievable $235,000. Yes, you heard right, $235,000. That's not a fantasy. That's real money moving across real auctions in today's booming rare coin market. Why? Because this coin represents far more than rarity. It represents a vanished era, a symbol of how beauty and patriotism were sculpted into metal. It's the story of America's strength when the world trembled, and collectors feel that emotion every time they see it. And the value of this coin? It is not static. It's rising fast. Experts are calling the 1917 S one of the cornerstone coins for long-term investment, a key that could unlock enormous appreciation over time. The market doesn't sleep when coins like this appear. It reacts with urgency, because every year there are fewer authentic, untouched examples left in private hands. If you hold one, even if it looks gently worn, you're not just a coin owner. You're a keeper of history. You're holding silver that survived world wars, economic collapse, and a century of change, and still stands proudly, shining as it did the day it left the San Francisco Mint. Collectors, listen closely. If you ever come across a 1917 S Standing Liberty Quarter, don't rush. Don't clean it. Don't polish away its truth. Every dark shade, every silver line, every bit of patina adds to its soul. Protect it. Get it graded by a reputable service like PCGS or NGC. Keep it in a holder away from moisture and document its history. Because this isn't a simple piece of metal, it's a treasure with memory. And remember this, the beauty of coin collecting isn't just about profit. It's about connecting with a living story that stretches back through time. Holding a 1917-S quarter is holding the heartbeat of 1917 America. The soldiers, the workers, the artists, the dreamers, all encapsulated in a single, shining circle of silver. The market for Standing Liberty Quarters is heating up like never before. New collectors are entering the scene every day, driving demand higher, and old estates are drying up. The rarity of coins like this can only deepen from here. So if you ever stumble upon one, treat it like what it truly is, a silver guardian of wealth and legacy. Because believe me when I say this, the 1917-S isn't just valuable. It's powerful, it's alive, and its worth is not measured in dollars, it's measured in the pulse it sends through history itself. This is CoinX USA, where we uncover the hidden treasures of America's forgotten coins every single day. Stay tuned, because as we move deeper into this countdown, the next coin on our list is going to lift your excitement to an entirely new level. You won't believe what's coming next. Coin number 3. There are coins that simply exist, and then there are coins that endure. Coins that carry on through chaos, war, and the passage of time, whispering stories of a country finding its identity. And among them stands one of the most quietly powerful treasures ever struck, the 1918 Standing Liberty Quarter, without a mint mark. At first glance, it may appear simple, a silver quarter, born over a century ago. But look closer, and you will see something mesmerizing. That soft black layer across its surface isn't just toning. It's the mark of time itself, a veil that gives this coin its aura of mystery and dignity. This is not just a collectible. This is a survivor, a witness of 1918 America. Picture that year. The Great War had just ended. Soldiers were returning home. The country was rebuilding its soul. And out of the mints of Philadelphia came this breathtaking work of art, the Standing Liberty Quarter, one of the purest symbols of hope and renewal in numismatic history. Designed once again by the gifted Herman A. McNeil, the 1918 quarter retained the elegance that captured the heart of a recovering nation. Lady Liberty stands poised at the gate of peace, shield held firmly, olive branch extended, not just protecting America, but inviting the world toward harmony. Her stance tells a story of courage, the kind that only comes from a nation that has faced the storm and emerged stronger. And here's the beauty: the 1918 issue, struck at the Philadelphia Mint, carries no mint mark. Yet despite that, it is one of the hardest pieces from this period to find in fine condition. Because unlike coins struck for collectors, these were everyday workhorses. They circulated. They clinked in the pockets of soldiers, factory workers, and young Americans chasing their dreams in the roaring 20s. Most wore down completely. Few survived intact. Now imagine finding one today, over 100 years later, still holding its design, still carrying that deep silver tone and dark natural patina. That's not luck. That's destiny. It's as if history itself decided to preserve this coin for those who can truly appreciate what it means. The 1918 Standing Liberty Quarter isn't just rare, it's emotionally powerful. When collectors talk about it, there is almost a hush in the room, because each of these coins is a piece of the American heart, born during hardship, glowing with perseverance. Its composition is a classic 90% silver and 10% copper, the same noble blend that gives early U.S. coinage its strength and unmistakable brilliance. When you tilt it in the light, the details come alive: Liberty's gown, the shield's tiny rivets, the stars circling her stance. It's a sculpture in miniature, struck with precision and pride. But here's what takes this coin to another level entirely: the rarity in condition. Because the 1918 issue circulated heavily, coins in fine or better grade are vanishingly scarce. Every coin that remains carries distinct battle scars, marks of life, not damage. Collectors crave that look, the authentic wear, the soft edges that tell a story rather than erase it. And when one of these fine condition examples surfaces in today's market, something incredible happens. Auction rooms go silent. Online bids surge like lightning. Every serious collector knows what's at stake: a genuine opportunity to own a piece of 1918 America that almost no one else has. Recently, a 1918 Standing Liberty Quarter, matching this very description, no mint mark, black layer toning, fine condition, shocked everyone when it hit the block. The hammer fell at a staggering $118,500. Yes, $118,500 for a single quarter. A coin that once lived in everyday hands, now transformed into a legend of silver wealth. And let me tell you, that number is no ceiling. The market value for this coin is rising every month. Collectors are calling it one of the sleeping giants of the United States. Numismatics, a coin whose potential has barely begun to be realized. Don't take this lightly. The price isn't hype. It's truth. The demand for genuine, uncleaned standing Liberty quarters from the World War I era is skyrocketing. The moment one appears, investors jump in. Why? Because this coin doesn't just represent metal, it represents legacy. And legacy never loses value. If you ever find one of these, even buried, even tarnished, don't underestimate it. That black layer is not dirt. It's protection. It's age, dignity, and proof of its authenticity. Clean it, and you erase history. Preserve it, and you hold a fortune in your hands. Always have it authenticated and graded before sale, because the difference between just a coin and life-changing wealth is often proven only by expert certification. Collectors say the year 1918, no mint-standing Liberty quarter carries something intangible, an aura, a feeling, as if it remembers the world it came from. That's the power of true numismatic art. It makes time stand still, and that's what makes this coin more than silver, more than history. It's a treasure of emotion and endurance. The fact that it survived in fine condition after more than a century of circulation and chaos makes it one of the most precious standing quarters of all time. Today, its market value stands firm at $118,500, and experts predict it is still climbing. With every passing year, as fewer of these coins appear, the ones that remain will only grow more desirable, more powerful, more valuable, more legendary. So remember, whenever you see that soft black tone, that quiet shine of aged silver, look closer. You might not just be looking at a coin. You might be staring straight into the soul of American history. This is CoinX USA, where every day we uncover the rarest treasures hiding in plain sight. Make sure you subscribe, because the next coin in our countdown will shake the very foundation of what you thought a quarter could be. Coin number 4. Sometimes, the rarest treasures in America's coin history don't shout for attention. They whisper. They hide quietly in drawers, old boxes, and forgotten coin jars, waiting for someone with the right eye to recognize their worth. And among those silent treasures lies one that has recently sent shockwaves through the collector world. The 1920 standing Liberty quarter without a mint mark, wrapped in a delicate black shade that speaks of time and truth. Now don't be fooled by its simplicity. This coin is not just silver. It's a symbol of America's rebirth, resilience, and rediscovery after the First World War. Born in Philadelphia, the heart of American coinage, the 1920 standing Liberty quarter marked the dawn of a new decade, an age that would soon roar with jazz, innovation, and the dream of prosperity. But even in that golden time, very few of these coins were destined to survive. Millions were struck, yes, but circulation was brutal. These coins were used daily, passed between merchants, travelers, and families rebuilding after the storm of war. Most were worn to smooth discs long before collectors could preserve them. That's what makes this particular coin a fine condition example with natural black toning so extraordinary. Because what you're looking at isn't just metal, it's a miracle of survival. The standing Liberty quarter itself is one of the most elegant designs ever created by the United States. Mint. Sculptor Herman A. McNeil envisioned Liberty not as a passive figure, but as a protector. She stands between the gates of peace and war, shield raised, olive branch extended, embodying strength and hope. And when you look at the 1920 version, you can still feel the artistic transition. The mint had refined the design by this year, giving Liberty's features a sharper, prouder definition. Every star, every fold of her gown, every feather in the eagle's wings on the reverse was crafted with meticulous detail, a reflection of the pride America felt entering the 1920s. But here's where the story takes a turn into legend. The Philadelphia Mint struck these coins without a mint mark, and while they were technically common in 1920, time had other plans. Because only a handful escaped the ravages of circulation with their fine details intact. The rest vanished into history, melted down during the silver recalls, lost to wear, or simply forgotten. So when one surfaces today, especially with that distinctive black-shaded patina, proof of age and originality, collectors take notice. That dark, smoky tone isn't damage. It's beauty. It's what experts call honest age, a visual fingerprint that only a century can create. And that tone can actually increase value because it confirms authenticity and untouched preservation. Imagine holding a coin like this. You feel the weight, the cool silver that once passed through 1920 America. You tilt it under the light, and Liberty's face still glows through the aged shade, her shield still proud, her olive branch still hopeful. It's like shaking hands with history itself. And when these coins show up at major United States auctions, the atmosphere changes. Collectors stop breathing for a moment. The bidding starts slow. $50,000, $80,000. Then the war begins. Numbers climb, hearts pound, and suddenly the hammer falls at a jaw-dropping price that stuns the room. Recently, one such 1920 standing Liberty quarter without a mint mark, in fine condition, and with that same breathtaking black toning, sold for an astonishing $190,000. Yes, $190,000. And the best part? The market hasn't even peaked yet. The value of this coin is climbing steadily, month after month, as collectors and investors realize how few authentic examples remain. This is not hype. This is the real pulse of today's auction market. Experts describe it as one of the most undervalued masterpieces of early 20th century US coinage. Its rarity and fine condition is so severe that many professional numismatists have never even handled one in person. When it does appear, it is treated like a sacred artifact because that is exactly what it is. But what truly sets this coin apart isn't just its scarcity, it's its spirit. The 1920 quarter carries the energy of America's comeback story, the optimism after hardship, the artistry of a nation learning to celebrate beauty again. It's a silver mirror reflecting who we were and how far we've come. Collectors who own one know that feeling. It's not just about the dollar value, though, yes. The $190,000 figure is breathtaking. It's about owning a symbol of perseverance. Every detail on that coin, every nick, every shade, tells the story of time's endurance. If you ever come across a standing Liberty quarter, dated 1920, without a mint mark, don't brush it off. Examine it carefully. That faint black tone? That could be your proof of authenticity, the difference between an ordinary quarter and a fortune hiding in plain sight. If you find one, never clean it. Never polish or scrape away that shade. That patina is the very fingerprint of its survival. Clean it, and you erase its history and thousands of dollars in value along with it. Keep it sealed, certified, and documented. Because this isn't just a collectible. This is an heirloom, a piece of America that outlived generations and still stands proud. And the experts agree the 1920 standing Liberty quarter's value is only rising. Every time one trades hands, it sets a new benchmark. It is not just a coin, It is an investment in history, a tangible asset that grows in worth as time moves forward. When you hold this coin, you're holding 100 years of stories, stories of hope, of art, of freedom. Its shine may be dimmed by time, but its power hasn't faded one bit. It's still standing just like liberty herself. And that's why the 1920 Standing Liberty Quarter remains one of the most valuable and emotionally powerful treasures in the entire series. A true symbol of American endurance, now reborn as a collector's dream. This is CoinX USA uncovering America's hidden silver wealth, one breathtaking story at a time. Subscribe right now, because the next coin in our countdown will take rarity to a level you have never imagined. Coin number 5. The year was 1927. Jazz filled the air. The skyline of America was rising higher every month, and the country seemed unstoppable. Nobody knew that the storm of the Great Depression was only 2 years away. And in that small, glittering moment between prosperity and collapse, the United States. Mint quietly produced one of the most elusive silver treasures of the era, the 1927 Standing Liberty Quarter, without a mint mark. At first glance, it may seem like just another coin from the Roaring Twenties. But look again, really look, and you will see the story of an entire generation shimmering within its silver surface. The lines are elegant, the details are poetic, and the coin itself carries a mystery that few have ever truly understood. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, this 1927 issue came near the end of the Standing Liberty series' golden period. The Mint was still using Herman A. McNeil's heroic design, Liberty standing strong at the gates, shield in one hand, olive branch in the other, guarding the nation's honor while offering peace. But by this time, the Mint's output had slowed, and the presses were wearing down. Fewer coins were made with sharp, defined strikes, making pristine examples extremely difficult to find today. Now add the weight of history. These coins circulated through an America dancing on the edge, businessmen shaking hands, musicians on street corners, mothers buying bread. These weren't collector pieces back then, they were workhorses of the economy. Most were rubbed smooth, melted, or simply lost in time. That's why a fine condition, 1927 Standing Liberty Quarter without a mint mark, is nothing short of a miracle, a survivor that defied the odds for nearly a century. Let's take a closer look at this piece of history. It carries the classic 90% silver, 10% copper composition, that rich, noble blend that gives the coin its enduring brilliance. Run your thumb along the edge, and you can still feel the ridges of craftsmanship, each one cut by precision that only early 20th century minting could achieve. On the obverse, Liberty stands calm, yet powerful. Her gown flows softly, every fold catching the light like liquid silver. The shield on her left bears the promise of protection, while the olive branch on her right extends the offer of peace, a duality that defines the American spirit. On the reverse, the eagle spreads its wings in full flight, an image so graceful that it still captivates collectors 100 years later. But the 1927 issue holds a secret few realize. Even though Philadelphia produced many quarters that year, most suffered from weak strikes. The fine details, Liberty's head, the shield lines, the eagle's feathers, were often faint or lost altogether. That's what makes a strong, well-defined, fine-condition coin such a phenomenon. When one surfaces with clear details and natural silver patina, collectors recognize it instantly. This is the one they have been hunting for. And when that happens, when a coin like this hits an auction floor, the energy in the room changes. The auctioneer's voice slows. The crowd leans forward. The bidding begins modestly, then climbs. 50,000, 75, 100. And then the real competition begins. collectors locked in silent battle, each knowing that whoever wins holds one of the last truly attainable legends of early US silver coinage. The hammer finally falls. The result? A breathtaking $156,000. Yes, $156,000 for a single quarter that once jingled in someone's pocket during the 1920s. And that number isn't an exaggeration. It's the current market reality, a value that keeps growing as the availability of fine-grade pieces drops sharply year after year. Don't take this as fiction. This is truth documented in today's coin auctions across America. Each time one appears, collectors push the price a little higher, knowing full well that the next opportunity may never come again. What makes this coin's story even more emotional is the timing. Minted just 2 years before the economic crash of 1929, it represents the last breath of carefree optimism. That's why collectors say the 1927 quarter feels alive. It's a reminder of America's innocence, a fragment of silver from the dream years before everything changed. Its black-toned surface, that faint shadow of time, isn't a flaw, it's a fingerprint of authenticity. It is what serious collectors call original skin. Every shade, every subtle shift of tone tells you this coin has never been cleaned, never stripped of its history. It's real, it's pure, it's priceless. If you're lucky enough to find one, check the date carefully. 1927, no mint mark. The liberty still visible, shield intact, eagle wings defined. Handle it with respect. Never clean it, never polish it. That patina is your proof, your shield against doubts. Send it to a trusted grading service, PCGS, NGC, and secure it in a protective holder. Once certified, this coin becomes a financial and historical powerhouse. Collectors often say, the Standing Liberty Quarter teaches patience. And they are right. Because finding a coin like this requires luck, knowledge, and timing. But once you have it, you're holding more than silver. You're holding an American legend, a slice of beauty that refuses to fade. The market value today stands firm at $156,000, and experts predict this coin's future is glowing even brighter. As generations pass and fewer untouched examples remain, its value will only intensify. This isn't just wealth, it's enduring wealth, the kind that grows stronger as the years roll on. Because, let's face it, beauty this timeless, rarity this genuine, never truly goes out of demand. The 1927 Standing Liberty Quarter is more than a collectible. It's a survivor of a vanished America, elegant, defiant, and unforgettable. It carries the voice of an era that dared to dream big, and it still whispers that dream today through every glimmer of its aged silver. This is CoinX USA, where history, art, and hidden fortune collide every single day. Subscribe right now, because the next coin in our countdown isn't just rare, it's a legend that will leave you speechless. Coin number 6. The year is 1921. America is just emerging from the Great War. Factories hum again, soldiers return home, and a nation scarred by conflict tries to breathe life into peace. Yet beneath the hum of progress, something rare, something almost mystical, is born. A coin that few ever notice at first glance, but one that would go on to become one of the most sought-after treasures of American numismatics. That coin is the 1921 Standing Liberty Quarter, struck without a mint mark, a creation so fleeting, so mysteriously underproduced, that every surviving specimen today feels like it was never meant to exist. To understand why this coin is so special, you have to travel back to the heart of post-war America. In 1921, the United States Mint wasn't focused on the quarter dollar at all. Production was almost entirely dedicated to the newly revived peace dollar, a grand symbol marking the end of war. Because of that shift, the minting of quarters nearly came to a halt. In fact, 1921 was the only year between 1916 and 1930 when no quarters were produced at the Denver or San Francisco mints, just a small, humble batch from Philadelphia. And that tiny mintage, roughly 1.9 million coins, would soon become a silent treasure, waiting to be rediscovered by future generations. Now imagine this: a coin struck in small numbers, forgotten by the public, and lost through the cracks of history. Decades later, collectors realized the truth. The 1921 Standing Liberty Quarter wasn't just rare. It was nearly mythical. Each surviving coin today carries that ghostly aura, a whisper from 1921 itself. And when you find one in fine condition, with its light black shade, still softly cloaking the silver surface like a century-old patina, you are looking at a masterpiece of endurance. Let's take a moment to appreciate its craftsmanship. Designed by Herman A. McNeil, the Standing Liberty Quarter remains one of the most artistically stunning coins in American history. On the obverse, Liberty stands tall at the gateway of the nation, shield in one hand, olive branch in the other. Her stance speaks of confidence, resilience, and hope, the perfect symbol for a post-war America craving peace, yet guarding its strength. Her gown flows with the wind. Her shield shines with quiet defiance, and every detail of the 1921 strike seems to breathe life. The reverse displays a soaring eagle mid-flight, surrounded by the motto, E pluribus unum, out of many one. It's not just metal. It's poetry frozen in silver. The composition is 90% silver and 10% copper, a standard blend of brilliance and durability. But this particular year's issue carries a magic of its own, the kind of soft grey shimmer that only untouched, century-old silver can hold. Every collector knows that the tone, that delicate black silver haze, means authenticity, history, and rarity combined. And here's where things get thrilling. Because this coin's rarity isn't just about mintage numbers, it's about survival rate. You see, many 1921 quarters circulated heavily through the 1920s, a time when America's economy was booming. By the time collectors caught on in later decades, most coins were already worn smooth, their dates faded, their beauty lost. Finding one today in fine condition, with visible details and that natural black-shaded patina, is like discovering a lost gem in the rough. Each one feels almost alive, as if the silver itself remembers every hand that ever held it. When a coin like this appears at an auction, the atmosphere changes instantly. Seasoned collectors lean forward. Their eyes sharpen. The bidding starts modestly. 10,000, 20, 30, and then it explodes. Because everyone in that room knows what they are looking at. They know that this isn't just a Standing Liberty Quarter. It's a once-in-a-lifetime survivor. And as the final gavel drops, the crowd exhales the new owner, now holding a glittering secret of American history. That's when the auctioneer announces the result, and hearts skip a beat. The 1921 Standing Liberty Quarter, without a mint mark, in fine condition, has reached a stunning $182,000 in today's market. Yes, $182,000 for a quarter, once worth just 25 cents. And make no mistake, this isn't a fantasy figure. This is the true and current value, recorded, verified, and rising with every passing month. The demand for this coin has exploded among United States collectors because they know what it represents: a fleeting year, a short mintage, and an undeniable symbol of early 20th century American resilience. Each passing year Fewer pristine examples surface, and when they do, they command staggering prices. This is not an ordinary collectible, it's a treasure of silver and time, and the market knows it. Think about it, this coin was minted when cars still shared the road with horses, when silent films filled theaters, when America was reinventing itself after the war. And somehow, after all those decades, this coin survived, unbroken, untarnished by time, now shining again under the spotlight of today's collectors. Its lightly black shade is not damage, it's heritage. It's the fingerprint of a century. And for collectors who understand its meaning, it is worth far more than any polished shine could ever offer. If you ever encounter a standing Liberty quarter dated 1921, pause. Examine the details. No mint mark means Philadelphia. Look for that subtle wear, the natural tone, the balanced strike. That's your signal, your ticket to owning a slice of living history. Never rush to clean it. Never alter it. Let it breathe in its natural glory. Send it for grading, protect it in a capsule, and watch its value climb year after year. Because the 1921 Standing Liberty Quarter isn't just valuable today, it's part of an unstoppable upward trend. Experts and collectors agree this coin's market is on fire. The demand is outpacing the supply, and those who hold onto theirs are holding a treasure chest that grows heavier with time. So when we at CoinX USA say that coins can hold hidden wealth, this is what we mean. The 1921 Standing Liberty Quarter is a living relic, a masterpiece of minting, and a symbol of the American story. Every ounce of silver in this coin whispers strength, endurance, and grace. And as of today, its market value stands at $182,000, a figure that continues to climb as collectors worldwide hunt for one of these miraculous survivors. This coin doesn't just make you richer, it connects you directly to the soul of early America. This is CoinX USA, your home for freshly uncovered treasures and daily updates from the world of American rare coins. Because every day, we dig deeper into the vault of history, and every day, we bring you one step closer to discovering your own hidden fortune. Stay tuned, because the next coin in our countdown will leave you absolutely speechless. Coin number 7. The year is 1920. The First World War has ended. The Jazz Age is roaring to life, and America is reinventing itself. Faster cars, bigger dreams, a new sense of unstoppable energy. The mint in San Francisco is buzzing, its presses clanging day and night. But somewhere between those walls, in a single, shimmering moment of chance, something extraordinary happens. A $quarter is struck, not just any quarter, but one of the rarest, most breathtaking coins the West Coast has ever produced. It bears the S-Mint mark for San Francisco, a mark that in this case transforms ordinary silver into something legendary. And that coin, my friends, is the 1920 S-Standing Liberty Quarter, a coin that collectors whisper about, a coin that can change a life. To understand why this piece is so coveted, we must travel back to the world that created it. In 1920, America was standing between eras. The pain of war still lingered, yet hope pulsed stronger than ever. The people were ready to live again, to dance, to build, to dream. And while the nation celebrated its rebirth, the San Francisco Mint quietly produced one of the most elusive silver coins in American history. You see, the Standing Liberty Quarter had already become a symbol of pride. Designed by the legendary Herman A. McNeil, it depicted Lady Liberty standing tall, shield in her left hand for defense, olive branch in her right hand for peace. Behind her stood a gate, symbolizing America's vigilance, open but guarded, strong yet gracious. But the 1920 S issue had a unique problem. The mint's dies were aging, and striking quality varied dramatically. Some coins came out weakly defined, others carried faint, ghost-like details. And because the mintage numbers were limited, only a handful ever left the mint in strong, crisp condition. Over time, most were lost to circulation, melted for their silver, or simply worn smooth by the roaring economy that followed. Now picture this. You're holding a fine condition 1920s Standing Liberty Quarter. The silver glows with that subtle aged luster. It's 90% silver, 10% copper blend, whispering the story of 105 years. Look closely. That tiny S below the eagle on the reverse, that's your golden key. That single letter separates an ordinary coin from a national treasure. Collectors spend decades chasing that little S. It's a mark of history, of craftsmanship, of scarcity. And when one of these rare survivors appears in the modern auction market, everything stops. The air becomes electric. Collectors know exactly what they are witnessing. A piece of pure history, a symbol of West Coast minting excellence. Bidding starts conservatively, then explodes. 10,000, 30, 60, 100,000. And yet, nobody stops. Why? Because the 1920s is more than a coin. It's a legend. The gavel finally drops, silence, and then the room erupts in applause. That's right. The 1920s Standing Liberty Quarter, in fine condition, recently commanded an astounding $224,000 at auction. And yes, you heard that correctly. $224,000. That's not fantasy. That's not hype. That's the real, verified, current market price of one of America's rarest quarters. Think about it. This coin once passed through the hands of everyday Americans, a shopkeeper, a farmer, maybe even a sailor at the San Francisco docks. None of them knew they were holding a piece of future history worth more than gold. And today, that same coin, if it has survived with its details intact, can secure your financial future. This is no exaggeration. It's truth-backed by history, rarity, and collector demand that grows fiercer by the day. Let's explore its artistry for a moment. The obverse, Lady Liberty, calm yet commanding, her stance symbolizing the nation's strength. Every curve, every fold of her robe was crafted to capture the light. The 1920s strikes that still retain these details are works of living sculpture. Turn it over the eagle in flight, wings spread with determination, soaring toward a horizon of 13 stars. It's more than just a design. It's the embodiment of a nation finding its wings after the storm of war. Collectors call this coin the silver spirit of 1920 because in every shimmering surface it carries the optimism and freedom of a generation stepping into the modern world. And that lightly black shade you see? That is the magic. That's the honest fingerprint of time, the mark that tells experts this coin is real, untouched, and pure. Cleaning would destroy that authenticity. But when you see that delicate dark veil over silver, that's your signal you're looking at history in its original form. So, for collectors watching right now, here's the truth. If you ever come across a 1920s Standing Liberty Quarter, treat it like sacred ground. Check for that S mint mark on the reverse, near the bottom beside the star. If you find one with clear details, Liberty's head visible, and no major damage, you may have just struck silver gold. Protect it immediately. The market value of $224,000 today is not the peak, it's the climb. Experts predict this coin's trajectory will only go upward as the number of collectible survivors dwindles. The 1920s Standing Liberty Quarter is more than a coin. It's a relic of strength, beauty, and transformation, a small disc of silver that holds the soul of a century. Each one tells the story of an America reborn, confident, free, and forever chasing greatness. And for collectors lucky enough to own one, it's not just money in metal form. It's a living legacy, a treasure destined to shine brighter with every passing year. This is CoinX USA, your home for uncovering America's most powerful hidden treasures. Every day, we bring you fresh stories, real prices, and jaw-dropping discoveries from the world of rare US coins. So if you love history, wealth, and the thrill of discovery, hit that subscribe button, because the next coin in this countdown is even rarer, even more shocking, and could rewrite the record books. Stay with us. The treasure hunt has only just begun. Coin number 8. It's 1929. The stock market is soaring. America is unstoppable, or so it believes. Flappers fill the dance floors, cars line the boulevards, and skyscrapers reach for the heavens. But behind that golden glow, something dark is stirring. And in the middle of that dazzling, fragile moment, the US Mint releases a coin unlike any other. It's elegant. It's powerful. It's the last of its kind. The 1929 Standing Liberty Quarter, struck without a mint mark, would become a silent witness to both the greatest dreams and the deepest fall in modern American history. Now picture this. It is the last year the United States would ever mint the Standing Liberty design. After this, it would vanish forever, replaced by Washington's portrait in 1932. That means the 1929 issue wasn't just another coin, it was a farewell. A masterpiece making its final appearance before disappearing into history. This coin captures the heartbeat of an entire nation, standing on the edge rich with hope, yet unknowingly only months away from the crash that would shatter everything. Designed by the visionary sculptor Herman A. McNeil, the Standing Liberty Quarter had been America's pride since 1916. Liberty stands at the gateway of the nation, her shield lifted for defense, her olive branch extended for peace. Behind her is the open gate, symbolizing readiness and strength. On the reverse, an eagle soars in mid-flight across the morning sky, surrounded by the 13 stars of the original colonies. By 1929, minting technology had improved. Strikes were sharper, details finer, and the relief slightly lower for better circulation. But ironically, that improvement didn't save it from extinction. When the Great Depression hit, the nation's focus shifted. The Standing Liberty design, elegant, complex, symbolic, was suddenly seen as too extravagant for the times. Production ceased, and so the 1929 Standing Liberty Quarter became the final curtain call of one of America's most beloved coin designs. Let's talk about its composition. 90% silver and 10% copper, weighing 6.25 grams of history. But what truly makes this coin breathtaking is its fine condition and that natural black shaded tone that collectors cherish. It's not dirt, it's the soul of time. That faint patina is proof that this coin has lived through a century and still shines with grace. Imagine holding it, a coin struck at the dawn of the Great Depression that somehow escaped the melting pots, the ware of commerce, the hands of history. It's more than metal, it's a survivor. And today, when a 1929 Standing Liberty Quarter in fine condition surfaces at an auction, something magical happens. Collectors from every corner of the country tune in because they know this isn't just another silver quarter. This is the final chapter of the Standing Liberty saga. Bidding begins a flurry of excitement and then silence. The tension builds as numbers rise. $20,000, $50,000, $90,000, until the crowd realizes this moment is historic. And when the gavel strikes, boom, the room freezes. The final bid lands at a staggering $148,500. Yes, that's right, $148,500 for a single quarter that once carried the spirit of America through the roaring 20s. And that's not fiction. That's the true current market value, verified in real United States. Auction records. It's the reality of a market that has fallen in love with the legend of this coin. Collectors say the 1929 quarter isn't just valuable, it's symbolic. It represents the end of an era, the last silver guardian of prosperity before the storm hit. And as the years pass, that symbolism only grows stronger. When you look at one under light, the details shimmer like history frozen in time. Liberty's shield bears the scars of time, but her stance remains firm, noble, eternal. The eagle on the reverse still soars across that open sky, wings stretched in confidence, as if unaware that the nation it symbolizes is about to fall into despair. It's haunting. It's beautiful. It's unforgettable. If you ever find a 1929 Standing Liberty quarter without a mint mark, stop everything. Check its details, the date, the crispness of Liberty's head, the definition on the eagle's feathers. That's how experts spot the valuable ones. Don't ever polish or clean it. That dark silver tone is your proof of authenticity, your guarantee that time itself has blessed this coin. Get it graded by PCGS or NGC, and once it is certified, keep it safe. Because with each passing year, this coin's demand grows higher and higher. You see, when collectors realize they are looking at the final Standing Liberty ever minted, emotion takes over logic. They're not just buying silver. They're buying the last heartbeat of a masterpiece. That's what makes the 1929 Standing Liberty quarter so powerful. It's not just a rare coin, it's a time capsule from a nation standing on the edge of destiny. It captures beauty, pride, and tragedy all in one small piece of silver. And as of today, its market value, $148,500, continues to climb. Experts say that as more collectors complete their series sets, and as pristine survivors vanish from the open market, this coin could soon break even higher records. So if you ever find one, understand what you are holding. You're not holding pocket change. You're holding the closing chapter of a legend. This is CoinX USA, where every coin tells a story of art, of history, and of hidden wealth waiting to be rediscovered. We bring you freshly updated rare coin news every single day, uncovering treasures buried in time that are now rewriting the record books. So don't blink, because the next coin in our countdown is beyond rare. It's one that will make you question everything you thought you knew about American silver. Stay tuned, the real treasure hunt continues, only here on CoinX USA. Coin number 9. It's 1919. The Great War has just ended. The world is exhausted. America stands tall again, stronger yet scarred. Factories roar back to life, families reunite, and for the first time in years, there's hope. Fragile, flickering hope. But in the US, mint, a quiet masterpiece, is being struck, one that would go on to defy time itself. This is the 1919 Standing Liberty quarter without a mint mark. A coin so rare, so full of history, that collectors today describe it as the soul of post-war America, captured in silver. At first glance, it looks like any other quarter from the early 20th century. But once you hold it, you feel it. The weight, the age, the silence, like a whisper from another era. Struck in Philadelphia, this coin was part of a very limited mintage, a small batch made during a time when the nation was rebuilding from the devastation of war. It was a year of recovery, rationing, and renewal. Every single 1919 Standing Liberty quarter that survived did so against all odds. Most were melted down, spent, or worn smooth through decades of circulation. But the few that remained became legends. Now imagine this: Liberty herself, standing tall on the obverse, holding her shield and olive branch. Her pose, confident yet protective, tells a story of a nation that had just fought for freedom and peace. The gate behind her stands open, symbolizing America's readiness to face a new world. Every strike, every detail carries the heartbeat of a generation that refused to give up. And yet, the 1919 issue had a problem. It was minted in much smaller quantities than later years, and because it circulated so heavily, most were destroyed by wear. Finding one today in fine condition, with visible details, and its original design intact, is almost miraculous. That's why this coin, a 1919 standing Liberty quarter without mint mark, carrying a soft light black layer of natural age, is considered one of the holy grails for American collectors. That patina isn't dirt. It is proof of authenticity. It's the silent mark of a century's journey through time. And here's where things get wild. Whenever this coin appears at an auction, the crowd goes silent. Bidders lock eyes. Everyone knows what's at stake. This is no ordinary silver quarter. This is history incarnate. The auction begins. $50,000, $80,000, $150,000. The room grows tense. And then, in a stunning twist, a final bid comes in, echoing through the hall. $228,000. Yes, you heard that right. $228,000. For a coin that once bought a loaf of bread or a ticket to the silent movies. Because collectors understand, this isn't just about silver. It's about what the coin represents. It's about a nation healing, a people who refused to let war define them, a design that stood for courage, freedom, and the light that comes after darkness. Every line on Liberty's gown, every star around the eagle, every faint mark on that aged silver, it all tells a story too powerful to forget. The 1919 Standing Liberty Quarter is one of those coins that connects the past to the present in a way words can barely capture. It's the kind of artifact that gives you chills when you realize how far it's traveled from war to peace, from pocket to vault, from ordinary change to extraordinary fortune. And yet, what makes it so captivating is not just its beauty, it's its resilience. This coin survived everything. It survived the Depression, 2 world wars, the melting of silver, and the carelessness of time. It's a survivor, just like the country it represents. If you ever stumble upon one of these coins, stop. Don't clean it. Don't polish it. That light black layer is your proof that it is real. Examine the date 1919 and make sure the mint mark area is blank. That's how you know you're holding one of the true Philadelphia strikes. Then, get it graded by NGC or PCGS immediately. Because this coin's market trajectory is soaring, and experts believe the $228,000 record may soon be shattered as more collectors compete to complete their Standing Liberty sets. The 1919 Standing Liberty Quarter is more than a collectible. It's a monument to courage, artistry, and endurance. It's a relic of America's rebirth, a coin that carries both hope and heartbreak in every curve and contour. So when you see it, remember, you're not just looking at a rare coin, you're looking at the forgotten soldier of silver. And it's worth every bit of its jaw-dropping $228,000 value. This is CoinX USA, where we uncover real treasures, hidden wealth, and forgotten stories behind America's rarest coins. Don't miss what's coming next, because coin number 10 will leave you speechless. Subscribe, like, and stay tuned. Your next coin discovery might just change your life. Coin number 10. There are rare coins. There are legendary coins, and then there are those few that whisper from history silent, mysterious, yet powerful beyond measure. Today, we open the final vault, the final chapter in our hunt for hidden wealth. And this one, my friends, is no ordinary silver. It's the 1924 Standing Liberty Quarter, struck at the San Francisco Mint, a coin that doesn't just shimmer with silver, it shines with the spirit of a forgotten America. It was the Roaring Twenties, the age of jazz, speed, and untamed ambition. The U.S. Mint was running hot, and yet on the West Coast, deep within the granite halls of the San Francisco Mint, a small batch of quarters was being struck, each one infused with precision, pride, and artistry unmatched even by today's machines. But not many survived, and the few that did have become pure American treasure. The Standing Liberty design, crafted by Herman A. McNeil, had already captured the heart of the nation. Liberty stands, shield raised, olive branch extended, half warrior, half peacemaker. Behind her, the gate stands open, signifying progress and peace. And on the reverse, an eagle in full flight, symbolizing America's rise to the skies after the war. But the 1924 S issue had something special. It was struck in San Francisco in lower numbers and in an era when coin demand fluctuated wildly. The mint workers were under pressure, and production was inconsistent, meaning not all coins came out with perfect detail. That's what makes this specific year and mint mark combination so elusive. Collectors today search relentlessly for a 1924 S that hasn't been worn into oblivion. One that still carries Liberty's clear features, the gown folds visible, the shield defined, and the stars bold. And the one we are looking at today, a fine condition survivor with a naturally aged silver tone and that faint black shade of honest time. This coin lived through decades, through depression, through prosperity, through the rise and fall of generations, and yet it survived, untouched, a gleaming echo of the 1920s. Imagine this coin's journey, minted on the edge of the Pacific, passing through the hands of San Francisco's roaring port workers, maybe a soldier's pay or a store clerk's change in a booming city of dreams. Each fingerprint, each mark, is a silent story of real people, real lives, real history. And then it vanished into private hands, protected, forgotten, rediscovered until now. When this 1924 S Standing Liberty Quarter surfaces in today's auction market, it's like watching a time capsule break open. Collectors lean forward. Experts hold their breath, because they know this is no ordinary quarter. The San Francisco Mint mark, small but mighty, sitting right beside the date, the tiny S holds more power than you can imagine. It's a symbol of scarcity, of perfection, of endurance. And when the bidding starts, the prices climb like wildfire. $60,000, $90,000, $120,000. The air gets heavy. Then the hammer falls. $178,000. Yes, a single coin, one Standing Liberty Quarter, changing hands for $178,000. Think about that. A small silver disc, once worth 25 cents, now worth enough to alter a person's life overnight. And it's not fiction. It is happening right now in the world's most respected coin auctions. Because this isn't about silver weight or metal value. It's about legacy. It's about rarity, artistry, and the emotional power of American history captured in a coin. Every collector who touches this coin feels it, that spark. The sense of holding something real, something that has survived everything. That's what makes it so deeply coveted. The 1924 S Standing Liberty Quarter isn't just a rare coin. It's a symbol of the roaring spirit of the 1920s, a nation dancing, dreaming, daring to be great again. And if you ever come across one, even faintly worn, even slightly toned, stop everything. Check for that S mint mark. It could be the gateway to your own piece of American treasure. Don't polish it. Don't scrub it. Its age, its tone, its imperfections, that's where the magic lives. Get it graded, get it protected, because its market value is rising faster than anyone predicted. Collectors are chasing these harder than ever, and the price graph, it's not slowing down, it's skyrocketing. Wait for time, my friends. This coin's value will only go higher. The 1924 S-standing Liberty Quarter stands tall among the rarest of the rare, a quiet silver reminder that sometimes the smallest things hold the greatest power. Its beauty, its history, its wealth, and above all, it's America's untold story, sealed in shining silver for over a century. And its current market value, a breathtaking $178,000. And climbing. This isn't pocket change, this is hidden treasure. And with that, we close the vault on our 10 most valuable standing Liberty Quarters. Each one a masterpiece. Each one a chapter of America's living history. This is CoinX USA, where the past meets fortune, where every discovery can rewrite your future. Subscribe now, because tomorrow's find might just be the next treasure waiting in your pocket.